When you display your data in a pivot table, you might want to display all of the rows, but change the order in which they appear. In this movie, I will show you how to sort the data within a pivot table. My sample file is the Sort 0301 workbook, and you can find it in the Chapter 3 folder of your exercise files collection. In this workbook, I have a pivot table, and you see that I have category sales broken down by year with grand totals both for years and for each category. Also notice that in cells A7 through A12, I have the category names and they are sorted in ascending alphabetical order. So batteries, grid tie inverters, going all the way up to wind harvester. If I want to change that sort order, I can go to the filter arrow next to row labels, click that, and instead of having sort A to Z, which is what I have now, I can click sort Z to A. And now we go from wind harvester all the way down to batteries. Also note that the filter arrow has an indicator showing that there is a sort in place. Downward pointing arrow means descending order. If I press Ctrl Z, then the sort is undone and we go back to the original data. Now let's say that I add a second field to the rows area. So for example, I currently have category. If I scroll down and add product name. So I'll drag product name below category in the rows area. And you can see the pivot table changes quite a lot. And it doesn't work well on screen, but I can illustrate my point. I have row labels, and when I click the down arrow or filter arrow, you'll see that I now have a select field control at the top. I can sort either by category or by product name. So if I click product name, then I get my other options. So instead of sorting A to Z, which they are by default, I can click sort Z to A, and we go in inverse order. And as always, I can press Ctrl Z to undo the sort. And if I want, I can drag product name out of the rows area back to the field list to remove it from the pivot table. Sorting a pivot table moves the data you want to highlight to the top of that pivot table, enabling you to concentrate on the values you want to focus on.